I said, you're about to blow my mind, think that you should back away. She said, these niggas switching sides. I said, bitches playing games. I got a lot up on my mind, that's why I be overweight. She said, yeah, but you know I'm tryna know.
What is up, everyone, and welcome back for today's video, guys. Before we start today's video, as usual, make sure to leave that like and subscribe, guys. The buttons are right down below, and we're gonna try to grow this shit as a family every single day possible. Guys, I appreciate all those new subscribers that are joining the channel. I appreciate you guys. And yeah, like I say all the time, we're gonna grow this shit as a family. I got more bangers on the way, more story times on the way. Just like today, we have a fire story time, which I've been wanting to do for a while. And today's the day I'm going to be bringing you guys that content. Guys, this is something that, like I said, I wanted to do for a long time. I put a lot of thought into this video, and I put so much thought into this video that there's actually going to be multiple parts to this video. This week I'm going to be having parts 1, 2, and 3. Hopefully I can stretch this into the 3 parts, and maybe there'll be a story time later on. But there's so much information that goes into this video, and really this series right now for this story time, which I believe is story time number 22 on the channel. Of course, I'm gonna have to check. We've already done a lot. Yeah, guys, let's just really dive right into it. So as you saw, this title of today's video, is all around my school counselor from high school. And no, this is not like the guidance counselor. No, this was like the school counselor, which, dealt with, like, people are having, if they were depressed, this, that, and the other. This was the person you would go to. And yeah, she was in my life for 3 years during high school. She came, to the school during my sophomore year. And that's kind of where the story begins right there. I'll start it, I'll start this at my freshman year before I met her, and then we'll really get into it. Guys, this is a video that a lot of people, want to know the secrets, the information, shit like that, and now I'm getting it out there. Now that her and I are no longer in contact, unfortunately, it is what it is. You'll see why later in the stories, but let's just get right into it. So guys, this all started, like I said, my sophomore year when she came to the school, but let's just back up a little bit. So it was the end of my freshman year, and my freshman year, for the most part, I thought was really good. And there was, at the end of the year, they came to this point where, I had a decision. Was I gonna stay at the school or was I gonna leave? One of my best friends at the school decided that he was gonna leave. And the actual summer, right before actually that I went back to, school for my sophomore year, that summer I dropped my best friend off at his new school, where he was gonna attend for sophomore year, which is up at this academy up in Maine, I'm pretty sure. And so I drove him there, and it was emotional. This was the last time I was really gonna see him, basically for the whole year, you know what I'm saying? And I dropped him off, and I knew that it was what was best for him. And at that point, I wasn't sure if me staying at this school was best for me. And through it all, I decided to stay. And this is kind of where this all begins with this school counselor. Now, guys, if you know me and you went to the school, or if I've talked with you about it, you know exactly the lady who I'm talking about. I'm not gonna use her name, but we're gonna say J. Her name starts with a J. And yeah, so let's just get right into it. So yeah, sophomore year started. Now, this was the first time that she was at the school. She got hired as the school counselor. And overall, we never really talked too much starting out during my sophomore year. We didn't really start talking until I got really close with her kids. Now, her one kid was like the sweetest kid, right? That I've to this day met. Super, like, we click like that, you know what I'm saying? Like, we had like a real relationship. And we would play sports together. We kicked the soccer ball. I believe I was helping, as the tennis manager at one point, where she was coaching. And we really built like a bond, this kid and I. So her and I started talking, obviously, because she was the guidance counselor. And at that point, I wasn't really going through too much. Most of the, the mental stuff that I was going through, at this point revolved around the idea of sports for me. I had a lot of pressure that year to make the varsity team. At the school, really the biggest sport there was basketball. And I wanted to be on the varsity team. The basketball coach and I were extremely close, right? And you know, I worked my ass off in the summer. Like, I really thought I had a chance. And I made the team. I ended up making the team. You know, through the whole season, this, then, the other, her and I really started to get close. We talked more. And this is kind of the point where we got really close and our relationship started to grow. I got closer to her family. And I started talking to her about a lot of stuff. Now, at this point in my life, I was not depressed at all in high school. You know, obviously you'll see in later story times where it developed into that, but I was not at this point at all. And you know, I feel like her being there at the school was definitely really good for me. And you know, sophomore year went through. Basically, sophomore year, we didn't really talk that much. You know, we talked a little, but it wasn't a lot, the counselor and I. This all really changed during my junior year. Guys, junior year for me was the year where I came back to school, and I still remember the moment where we had an orientation when I came back to school, and it was like the day before school started. I believe it was like a Sunday or something, and I remember it was, let's see, at this point it was my junior year, and I was in this one classroom, you know, where you have to do the health forms, this, then, the other, fill everything out. And I walked in there with my mom, and she was there with one of the other teachers. And, you know, the counselor, Jay, was like, Adam, this is going to be a really big year for you, this, then, the other. Like, you know, this is your year. And I was like, yeah, you know, whatever. She's like, you're going to stay out of trouble, right? This, then, the other. I was like, yeah, of course. Now, I got in trouble a lot through high school. I'm not going to sit here and lie to you guys, say that I didn't. No, I did get in trouble a lot. A lot of the friends I was with got in trouble a lot. We weren't doing like fighting, shit like that. It was just like petty shit, you know what I mean? And if you know me, a lot of it was petty. I'm not going to come on here again and lie. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not going to lie to you guys. But, you know, at the time, we thought a lot of it was fun. And you know, when she said that to me, I was like, yeah, okay, this and the other, like, of course. And that was also the year where I got into a relationship very, very fast. It was in the first few weeks of school where, you know, the ex that I always talk about, this is her. I got into a relationship with her. And we dated basically the whole year. And again, the counselor and I started getting very, very close. You know, at this point, let's see, if this was my junior year, I had her number at this point. We started texting, and nowhere near to the level you'll see when I start talking about senior year, but we were texting a lot, guys. And, you know, I would talk with her multiple days a week, just about life and shit like that. And in my head, I never really thought about it at this point as like I had a crush on her or anything like that. It was more just like she was like a support figure in my life, you know what I mean? Like someone I could really turn to. Like at this point, like there was points where I trusted her more than my own girlfriend, you know what I'm saying? Like that's how close of a bond we had. And I felt like I could tell her anything, you know what I mean? Again, at this point, I wasn't like depressed or anything like that like I was during my senior year, you know what I mean? But, you know, this was the point where a lot changed, because going into the summer of my senior year, we texted a few times over the summer, but we became a little bit distant, you know what I mean? And that's mainly because, like, obviously she had her own summer stuff going on and I had my stuff going on, and I still had a girlfriend at this time. Now, I'm gonna end this part here, but I'm telling you right now, stay tuned for part 2. Leave a like on this video, because part 2 is where this story opens up and everything happens. I'm talking about money was exchanged. I'm talking about late night talks. I'm talking about I was at her place. I'm talking about a bunch of shit you want to stay tuned for this shit. I'm telling you, part 2 is going to be a banger. Stay tuned for this shit. It's going to be the next video coming up. Guys, I appreciate all you guys for watching today's video. Guys, if you did enjoy today's video, make sure to leave that like and subscribe. Guys, the buttons are right down below. And as usual, we're going to try to grow this shit as a family every single day possible. Guys, I appreciate all you guys for tuning into today's video. If you did enjoy today's video, like I said, leave that like. And I'm definitely going to check you guys all out in the next video. Guys, my name is Adam. This is A&M Vlogs, and I'm out. Peace.